Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I have another haul for you, but this time it is all classic books. I decided that I want to have a goal of reading at least one classic book each month, and I read quite a few last year, but this year I want to read even more, so I've stocked up on classics and let's get into it. So the first that I have is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen in this beautiful cloth covered thing. This is my third of this collection. I've also got Dracula and A Christmas Carol. This reminds me of my old Tamagotchi. It was the exact same colour, so that is the main reason why I picked this one in particular. So then I also have Emma by Jane Austen as well. This is the one I think that I want to read the most out of hers, because I heard that the film Clueless is like an adaptation of Emma, and I love Clueless. It's like one of my favourite films ever. So I'm really excited to read this one, and I think this is a really beautiful copy. I really like the blue and pink covers that I keep seeing, so really excited to finally read some Jane Austen and some Regency period books. So the next is Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. This is one of my all-time favourite movies, the one with Keira Knightley in, but I've never read the book, and I never even owned the book until now, which is surprising for me. I think it's probably like the size of it that I'm kind of like, when am I going to read that? But I'm going to read it soon actually. Yeah, this is a story about a woman who's very upper class. She's married to a very respected politician, I think he is, but he's someone high in society. But she falls in love with an officer, and that does not go well because people or women in society during the time of this book don't necessarily get many rights if they decide to have an affair and get a divorce and things like that. So it's an amazing story, and I really hope that I love the book as much as I love the film. The next is The Essential Kafka by Franz Kafka. So this has most of his well-known books or stories like The Trial, The Castle, Metamorphosis, things like that. I'm really glad that I found this book because like I saw all of these stories sold separately, but I really wanted to check him out. Then I found a book with all of them in, so I've never read any Franz Kafka before. I don't know what he's gonna be like, but I have a feeling that I'm really gonna be into him. He seems like the kind of author or classic author that I'd really like, so I don't know, let's see. Then I have 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. This is probably going to be the classic that I read for this month of March. I've been wanting to read this for a long time, since I first watched The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but then I never got around to it, and we watched it again recently and I was just like, I really need to read this book. So I've got it, and it looks really cool. It looks so like mechanical and not steampunky, but that sort of, you know, sort of thing, like big submarines and Captain Nemo and cool squids and things. Like, it just totally looks awesome. And then I have Lady Chatterley's Lover by D.H. Lawrence. It's kind of like Anna Karenina, where she's in a marriage with a man who has become permanently paralyzed because of war, and so then she falls in love with this groundskeeper who can satisfy her in the way her husband no longer can, and things like that. It's a bit of a touchy subject, but this is actually a banned book, or it was a banned book. So that's kind of why I want to read it, is because I want to see what was so bad about this. Probably not much, but yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. So my favourite classic book is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, and so I decided, you know, since I love that book so much, I should check out more Mary Shelley work. So this is The Last Man. I'd never heard of it until I was like googling one of the books she did, and apparently this is an apocalyptic fantasy novel. Frankenstein's amazing, Mary Shelley's amazing, and then I find out she does a fantasy apocalyptic book. Like, this girl is after my own heart. If it's anything like Frankenstein, it's gonna be amazing. So excited for this book. To go with that Mary Shelley book, I also got Romantic Outlaws, The Extraordinary Lives of Mary Wollstonecraft and Mary Shelley by Charlotte Gordon. So Mary Wollstonecraft is Mary Shelley's mum. I've never actually read any of her work. The only one I can think of is Letters from Sweden or Scandinavia or something like that, but apparently she's amazing and she's like an idol feminist and things like that. So yeah, I'm just so interested in Mary Shelley. It's going to be so awesome to read a biography about her and her mum, and I'm hoping to learn some amazing things and also to learn about, what was her husband? I think it was called Percy Shelley or something like that. Her husband as well. I've never read any of his poetry, but I heard it's pretty good. So, excited for this. Then, I'm not sure if these are counted as classics. They're kind of like classics, like maybe vintage, or they're bound to be classics in the future. So the first one is Blind Willow Sleeping Women even, by Murakami. So I think it's like an anthology of short stories, and I've never read any short stories by Murakami before, so it's going to be really interesting to see what he writes about and what he's like, and yeah, so we're very excited for this book. Then lastly we have After Dark by Murakami. So this sounds totally up my street. It kind of feels like the atmosphere of Norwegian wood, like this sort of, I'm not sure the time period it's set in, but the whole like jazz and going to coffee restaurants at like 4 in the morning or something like that, and it just seems really cool. And I think it's like set in like different hours during, it like goes from like evening to like early in the morning, so like each chapter is like 12 AM, 1 AM, things like that. So it looks really interesting, it totally looks up my street, and yeah, I'm very excited to read this one. Okay, so those were all the classic books that I've bought recently. I'm so excited to read all of them, especially the Mary Shelley books. She's so cool, they sound so amazing, and yeah. So, I'll see you guys in my next video. Give this video a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to be a book buddy, because I love talking about books with you guys and it's just amazing. So, yeah, I'll see you guys sometime next week or maybe this week. I don't know, but I'll see you guys soon. Bye guys!